Doom, doom, doo, doo, doom, doom, doo, doo. Hello, everyone. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing. Also, if you're just arriving or you're new to the channel, we have 2 streams and now 3 streams a week. Once on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and we stream on Fridays twice. Once at 1 p.m. right now Eastern, and 8 p.m. Eastern. And that we've been doing that. I've been doing that for several years. We've all been doing that together with the community. Got my cough drops ready. Fisherman's friend. They don't endorse me. I just like their cough drops. Because a bit of a cold this week. So with the weather, as you notice, it's very, very gray. When you can see light reflection on my ceiling and it's not the sun that's reflecting, it's because it's pretty bad. As for the weather, it's raining, not cold at all. We'll be into December for sure, probably the 2nd of December, and maybe even further on than that. We're supposed to get beautiful weather in the near future, guys. Will be only the subscribers will be able to join the live stream. Almost feel mean saying so, but you must understand I'm trying to grow the community. I've not blocked anybody yet, obviously, because I like the new people that arrive for the first time to the stream. The goal here, it's a free channel, and I want as many people to be interested in the channel. We have UFO videos here, and I say we, it's just me and Kazoo that run the channel and nobody else, my pantless alien. But it's an amazing community that we have here, and together we come up with a lot of ideas and theories, and it's obviously incredibly appreciated by me, and that's for sure. Getting adjusted here. There we go. Oh, who's in? Hey, Darla. Oh, thank you very much, Darla. And if I was on YouTube, I'd be able to pin that, but I guess I can't here. Thanks so much, Darla, for the ongoing support and enduring all my live streams. So nice to see your presence. Motley MS Sport, thanks for coming back, you guys. Evening to you. Thanks so much. A little gray here. Australia, Queensland, Australia. Leah, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Leah, thank you very much. She says, hello from Queensland, Australia. Always a pleasure. I was just talking about it, Leah, the last stream. Last Friday, there was quite a few people from Australia here. So I really appreciate that. There's actually quite a few in the community. And in the last stream, I also mentioned that, did you know, Leah, there's more Australians that come to the channel than Canadians. So hopefully the Canadian side will grow more and more. But I'm from Canada, and it's funny that trying to reach people in my country is something that's very, very hard on YouTube. Of course, YouTube is American, right? So my biggest group here are the US here. And over the years, I really have to say that I'm amazed that we get military people. We get from the U.S. and even around the world, but maybe not by the thousands, but a lot of them have contributed, and people that know a lot about aviation have contributed in the ideas and thoughts here. And you guys know it, or you will know it now if you're just new to the channel. Every single day, I'm double checking on any news and or updates that has to do related to UFO, UAP, whether it be the Navy, whether it be Congress speaking out about it. Very recently, the Pentagon spokesperson, a lady, asked, she was asked when they were going to talk more about the UFO, UAP sightings. In reality, they're not going to. And I think with the Freedom of Information Act in the United States of America, civilians now are able to bring out some declassified documents and information. So theblackvault.com, I keep saying that because everyone here is looking for updates. Well, that is one site that is actually investing his own money because they got to pay for court things and whatever reasons to try to declassify some of these hidden documents or unclassified documents in the past that were never seen before. Not unclassified, classified documents. And that's what we're seeing right now is that, again, I'm repeating myself now, over a month and a half ago, the Navy said themselves, nothing on UFOs or UAP reports. They don't want to bring anything out. Recently, a UFO sighting in Kansas. So we're talking 2022 with some pilots over yonder flying over Kansas that witnessed at a time in the evening, I believe, could be the day. You'll be able to check that out in the Black Vault. I'll get the link up in this video after also, but what I'm talking about, he's also on YouTube. But so this is an awesome story. The pilots are flying around and they're seeing several lights. So now they're saying, well, okay, are these lights over top of you? And this goes on for a while because there's cuts. And on the Black Vault, well, they cut off all the cuts between and did a nice job presenting the video, but I thought it was incredible information. The pilots say right off the bat, one said something I've never seen before, the shape or object, something I've never seen before. One pilot whispered, "It's aliens," onto the conversation, and there was no laughing and stuff, but you could see whatever. You could see that this is what's going on in the sky with the military. So now calls are being made in different areas. And this, by the way, what I'm talking to you about is confirmed by the aviation, by FAA. They're the ones that make the last and final decisions, right? They're in charge of aviation and everything. So look it up, the FAA. And that's what they said. They said that they confirmed that UFOs lights, right? UAP lights, right? Whether it be a phenomenon or not. There was no talk about any craft like there's most often never is. But they said, did you see this in the sky overhead of you? Obviously, the lights are there. It's over top, right? Like you saw that overhead. And the pilot said, no, I didn't see it overhead. I saw it on the ground, leaving the ground, right? So that's several lights leaving the ground. This was in September 27th, exactly, if I'm not mistaken, 2022 this year. Not long after that, for the first time in my whole time of research here, which is only 6 years completed, 7th year started a couple months ago, I was able to find UFOs leaving the surface to capture it with an infrared camera. It's the same story. They left from the surface, then they disappeared off into the distance. But there was a lot of talk and a lot of questioning in what was happening at that time. And this is just freshly posted on the Black Vault this morning, both his website, whether it be his website or YouTube, you can check it out. And they said, they lifted up into the air and the lights changed, in size and just went further away or fizzed out. I think one or the other that he said, and that they weren't there anymore. So it lasted about the same time probably as it lasted here. They appear and then they disappear. They were buzzing around planes very low in the sky and leaving the surface. So only a couple of weeks after that, I found a similar incident, similar with the wording. We don't know about the details and stuff, but the lights that left here lifted up off the surface. And it was a spontaneous moment, maybe, that some type of phenomena was happening, because whether we like UFOs or not, we still don't know what these lights are. And I think there's not just UFOs that are being seen. Somebody sees a light, they're all characterized as the same thing. We're characterizing aliens, UFOs, probably demons, and a whole bunch of things, different wavelengths outside of Earth. And depending on how many levels we go up into the atmosphere, I think it's pretty obvious we're going to need different wavelengths to see different things. There is a lot of invisible phenomena that happens around us. It's like incredible. Lots of phenomena that happen around us that's invisible, that we can't even see. So it was confirmed by the FAA, these sightings, and it all happened, spontaneous at the same time. Several pilots witnessed to this, to what's going on. And I'm trying to think of what else. There was something. Oh, yes. They brought up the fact. Hi, welcome, everyone. They brought up the fact that, check this out, guys. One of the pilots asked if there was presently a solar flare, any solar flare activity. So that's important to take note on also. This happened in September 27th. We can enjoy seeing that, even though it's not much that they're showing us. Why? Because since like over 50 years ago, they showed us silly little recordings and testimonies from people over 50, 60 years ago. Some are dead, and they were already old back then when they were doing the testimonies. There was never anyone that vetted those stories. Obviously, it's just, it was presented and then quickly blown under, stuck in some black box somewhere. Motley, MS Sport, thanks again, you guys. Bobana, Elias, thank you. Salut, man. Merci, mon frère. Elias, thank you very much. Barnes for here. Elias and Elias. You got to know you're popular when you have all these similar names. I wish. Thanks a lot, Elias, for being here, my man. Hey, how's it going? Lisa Eckerly in the house. Hello. How's it going, Lisa? Thank you so much for being here. And thanks for the generous support, everybody, for, in every way that you guys do. Testimonies is always fun. Always a beautiful thing hearing testimonies about the pilots. And they don't know what those lights are. Okay. There's lots of different sightings and lots of different lights. And I don't think it's necessarily, all craft. That's the thing. I don't think they're drones. I mean, you could come here and say, Bruce, I think they're light beings. And that would be something more of a theory where I guess I'm just that open-minded. I believe there's a whole bunch of living organisms around Earth at every different level of temperature change, right? We see it in the bottom of our oceans, and that's something incredible. We see they just recently found unfortunately, I'm looking at so many bloody planets and moons, and I don't know if it could be even here on Earth, maybe in Antarctica. If not, it's literally on some planet, but that would be a bit extraordinary, but it could possibly be. They found in frozen ice in a depth, in some ancient ocean somewhere, right? Could be even be on Earth, but either way, it could be in space. Like I said, I heard this quickly. I didn't see where it was, but it was very interesting. Life forms in its purest form at the beginning of the creation of life. No oxygen, oxygen in the water, yeah, okay. But I mean, it's just everything's closed up down there in sub-zero temperatures, and they're still alive. Have you seen the fish that or creatures in the bottom of the oceans that are around these volcanic, hot vents, and the water's boiling about 1,000 degrees? These fish are swimming through that, to each his own environment, because that's something that a couple of years ago that probably people would have said, nah. Faye, thanks a lot. Knox, Cornwall, Ontario, neighbors, thank you so much. Cornwall, been down to Cornwall often enough. Do some shopping down there. Thank you very much, Faye, for checking into the channel. Getting close. Those are some of the people that are closest to me there. That's awesome. Usually gets some. I'm happy to get a lot of people far away on the channel, but it'd be nice to get more Canadians in. And thanks for letting me know where you guys are at the same time. Appreciate that. Before K, hello to you. Hey, Kimberly Ray, thank you. How's it going? Happy Friday. Yeah, that's true. It's Friday. It's finally Friday. Gray sky, but it's finally Friday. Artemis 1, some problems on Artemis 1. By the way, the CubeSat, did you guys know that it launched off something, a CubeSat, with a solar sail, okay, during its mission, and it's on its way to the sun. So when it let that go, that object, the CubeSat, was on its way to an asteroid, right, to see what was going on. But apparently they lost communications with it, so they were having problems with that. This object, okay, was also an object, if it's not the same CubeSat, I think it is supposed to detect and search for water and hydrogen and a whole bunch of different elements in the lunar atmosphere. But apparently they lost contact with it, so they're waiting to see what's going to go on with that. Europe formed a new astronaut, a whole bunch of astronauts now, 17 astronauts that are going to be going to for future various missions. They have a reserve astronaut group of 12, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or 18, something like that. And that's in Europe. So I was just talking about it last stream. They're sending the first para astronaut, the first person with a handicapped person or heavy handicaps or missing limbs into space. There's a lot of tests that they're doing. And for me, even though they're not disclosing everything, for me, it's incredible to see everything that they're doing, because they're preparing for something huge. And it's something that I think they're not going to be able to hide. They're not going to be able to hide thousands of launches going to and from Earth. They're already having a hard time hiding what's in the sky right now. And I think it's fair to say civilians have as many sightings, if not more sightings, than the military has ever shown. I don't think about it's too far fetched saying that. You look online at sightings that people saw, and most of us are not professionals or scientists, and we can catch some pretty amazing things, amateur or not. It's always exciting. Lisa in the house. Jason Ness. How's it going, you guys? Hey, Edmonton. You guys gonna pass me off as a liar? We got a whole bunch of Canadians here. That's cool. That's awesome. Whoop, I see some more Canadians coming up on the bottom there. Hey, thanks, Darla. Yep, once. So Darla's the one to share the names so that we're not hundreds of thousands sharing the names. And I always ask Darla to do that, especially the ones that always come back to the channel. We like presenting the link once to welcome you all in the community at the same time, and other people can check your channel out. So OTW News, another Canadian in the house. You, Bruce, and the fam, much love. Thank you so much, OTW News. I appreciate that, man. You guys can check out Pat's channel too. Thanks so much, man. Barb Weist is in the house. Thank you so much, Barb Weist, another part of the family. Absolutely average. How's it going? Evening, all. I'm just gonna have some dinner and I'll be back in the room. Absolutely crank that volume up there, and I'll be sure that my voice gets further, goes further down. Anyways, Peter Benton knows why I was laughing at that one. We had one of the trolls on here, which I love the Scottish action, but we had somebody come on my channel that was trolling the channel. Poor Bruce got trolled on the channel. We actually had a little bit of fun that day, though. John Black, how's it going, man? Hey there, everyone. Bruce, my brother. Nice to see you, man. Thank you so much. I'm in Iraq. I'm an Iraq war vet. Thanks for sharing that, man. Love your channel. Sorry I haven't been here in a while. Crazy busy. Can't thank you enough, man. And thanks for serving at the same time. Obviously, that's another thing. You know, I get a whole bunch of people that I learned a lot about the different divisions. There's Army, there's Marines, we got Navy SEALs, we got all these different types of militaries. And, some people went to Vietnam, some people didn't go to Vietnam, and special forces and stuff. John Black, I don't know if you know Don Shipley. He's actually on YouTube, and he has his website, Extreme SEAL Experience. .com, and he was not taken off of YouTube. At one point he was. His videos were taken down. I checks out False Valor Navy SEALs, because I didn't know there were that many people that were around, but they were claiming to be these big badass Navy SEAls. They were on dive teams here and there and stuff. And I was just saying at the beginning of the stream, John, a lot of people from the military came here, a couple Marines too. And I mean, it's like, wow. Awesome. I think it's cool, because the interest, obviously, maybe because of aviation or something or the UFOs, there's lots of interest. People in the military, especially on the moon. I'd have to ask a real Navy SEAL online if anyone ever went to the moon, which obviously I'd be totally stupid, because I wouldn't get a reply. But divers here, I would assume there's some planets with oceans. Imagine being hired to go to another planet on this secret diving team. Wow. I don't know if I would actually want to do that. But you see, that's what I'm imagining. There has to be a whole slew of people that had the chance to get off of the planet. Well, I'm just rambling, I guess. Thanks a lot for being here, John. Seeing two planets or something. They are no way stars. Have you seen these? I've seen what I thought before of seeing something close to the moon, but no. I know the stars have been very, very bright this evening. At one point, I saw an extra light in the sky, because usually that's how it works. Like when you're looking up at the sky, when you get to really knowing the constellations, like if you look at Orion, if for me especially, and a lot of you, if someone was to add an extra star in the middle of it, I'd probably notice it, and probably you guys and gals would too. But listen, Kimberly, they found, and this was confirmed by NASA and scientists, Um, more than two, but they confirmed the two objects that they found inside of our solar system at the extremity areas of the solar system where they say that they don't really do any searching for. So you can imagine how big the solar system would be for them to say that they didn't see that. So we're talking about a planet-sized object. It's called the 10th planet, by the way. It's bigger than Pluto. I don't know how many times bigger, but it is. And they found an object that's a little bit smaller than Pluto. And this is in the extremities of the solar system. So when I started filming, and a lot of you people found large objects beside the sun, or you've witnessed, throughout the year, it's never the same, right? Like you'll hear someone in Denver, Colorado comes up with something in the sky, and they've asked me, Bruce, do you see anything beside the sun? Absolutely not. Just a test with a family member that lives 15, 20 minutes away from here. Their sky and my sky is always completely different. I have some pictures from 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes away facing my house, and I face that family member's house, and we do a comparison with the pictures of objects that we see in the sky. Why? Because I'm trying to understand distance, not on paper. I want to visually understand it. All this talk about the planets, the more I do research and understand how the planets are supposedly flying around the solar system, the less visual, the less I agree with it visually. Solar systems apparently traveling at over 400,000 kilometers an hour, miles, sorry, over 720 kilometers an hour. And the sun is rotating once around the Milky Way, our galaxy, once every 239 million years. So I'm sitting there trying to focus on that, and I'm saying, okay, what the hell? So I never get the same image of the solar system. So now I'm imagining the solar system with the Milky Way galaxy taking the whole span of the solar system. Then you're imagining the sun going around that solar system. So I guess Earth would be in the center. And it's like, I'm just coming up with all these different conclusions all the time. I probably sound crazy, some of you, but I'm telling you. Thanks again, OTW News. Nelson and Aceto, thanks you guys. Lisa, Elias, Darla, everyone's here. That's awesome, as always. Mr. Peter Benton in the house. Hey, Bruce and everyone here. Hope you're all doing okay. Yes, absolutely, man. Thanks a lot for asking. We got warm-ish weather here tomorrow. Supposed to be up to 10 to 12 degrees tomorrow with, the snow completely melted here. So now we're back down to the green grass, which we only got one first snowfall, which we're talking 2.5, 3 centimeters. There was a lot of blowing snow. And that was at the same time that Nicole was supposedly ravaging the coast of Florida, which I hope you guys and gals in Florida have recuperated from that. The very rare hurricane in November. Hopefully this is not going to be the new, and hopefully it's not going to continue on. Well, I'm always looking at the sun also, and the sun had started getting agitated a couple of days ago, and then it's sort of turning off, veering off again, because again, the sun is always veering off like that, even though they say it's rotating. In old history books, they said that the sun did not rotate. They said that we were all rotating around a fixed sun, but now the sun's going around the Milky Way. When you look at them all side by side, it's like, what do I do? Just pick a guess which one is which. Science is a theory. That is something that's a fact, that science is a theory. So it's really nice to find out that pilots recently, yet again, thanks, Darla, spoke about a sighting in the sky where they left the actual surface. Leah Mancini, thanks again for being here. Karen 18, how's it going? Thank you, everyone. Clyde Laws Rules is in the house. What's up, everyone? Hopefully all are great. Doing good today, man. I hope you're doing just as well, brother. Thanks for stopping by as always, man. Appreciate it. Clyde Laws Rules finds a lot of stuff on the ISS feeds, guys. You should check it out. Like groups. You know what I'm seeing? I'm finding out, not comparing, but what I find on the moon, all those different lights jumbled up. Well, he sees that in the ISS feeds, like a lot of people do. A lot of people are seeing this when we look at the ISS feed, and I guess you guys were the first to tell me that they even cut off the feeds I didn't believe it. I said, well, I did, but it was hard to believe. They're actually cutting off the feed when they see a UFO in the feed. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're hiding something out there. And you know what? If they're appearing like that in NASA images and live footage and feeds, it could mean that it's something alien to humans that we don't know about, whether it be another being or not, or a breakaway civilization. If there's objects, and they are objects, right? These are craft. It's not just fizzing lights that we see around the space station. They actually show shapes and forms of objects. So unless that's all debris, I highly doubt that it would be. Marcos, Biga, thank you very much. Dear Bruce, cheers from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that, Marcos. Hope the weather is good down there, my friends. Farkir Lion Trousers. Evening all from Manchester, United Kingdom. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Argentina in the house. Another one on my bucket lists. All these countries I'd love to visit. Dr. Jelly. Oh, Sharon Yan. L'équipe. Yes, sir. Merci. Comment ça va, Sharon Yan, Lucas? Merci encore une fois. Thanks for the support. How's it going, Dr. Jellyfingers? Nice to see you guys. Hey, Chantal. A whole bunch of people here. Hey, Star Hunter. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. We could actually go and listen to a little part of it if you want to. I don't know how that's going to roll over, but if not, well, I think it would be maybe just best to check it out on theblackvault.com, but it's a 33-minute video, and they cut out all the parts where there was gaps and pauses in the video, so you could really hear everything like one after the other and follow the story. Star Hunter, thanks again. Thanks, you guys. Aleaus, merci. Very, very important. The thumbs up. I always appreciate that. I watched with you and Crow chatted 3 years ago, and oh yeah, it's true, right? You're right. Cool. Explains in detail how you film the moon. Yes, exactly. And you see, Crow is one that doesn't believe we can leave Earth to go to space. So I'm not sure, without putting words in his mouth, whether he believes in aliens or not. The reason why we had that meeting, Lisa, was because Crow 777 and our channels clashed, but it was a glitch with YouTube. I posted a video, and there were claims by Crow 777 channel saying that it was his footage. So I got really mad and upset at not Crow, at YouTube for doing that. Crow was the first to tell me to reach me, actually, and this is vague because I didn't reach him. I think he reached me, or there was a problem and he wanted me to come on to clarify. He was protecting himself, I think, more or less. That's why we had the interview. We probably wouldn't have met if not because of that, unfortunately, because I got the lunar wave like he did too. It would have been nice to compare ideals, theories, and talk about it, but I don't know. He asked people if they saw the lunar wave to show it and stuff, but hey, he's a busy guy. He has a podcast too, or radio show, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that he does, and you guys can still check him out. He's still around, Crow 777. And thanks for checking that out, Lisa. I miss this channel. I'm going to better to be here more often. Hey, John Black, I can't thank you enough, brother. Thanks, man. Well, when you're busy, it's totally understandable, man. But I mean, you always come back on top of it. I mean, being a member, you guys, I mean, thanks for the extra help. I mean, it's incredible. Appreciate it so much. I'm always late with the time, eh? Well, I'm going down now. I know Darla won't believe me, but I am this time. I'm trying to do it fast. That's my address if you want to send me UFO parts. Want to send me anything, it's my address in Valleyfield, and I live in a box. Box 341 is where you send your stuff. Fan mail, picture you with an alien. I mean, hey, be creative. I have so much underwear now, I could sell it. I'm kidding. One with a lens. Hi there, Bruce. Hi, everyone. In the chat, all the best from Scotland. Scotland in the house. Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much. Tommy, how's it going, man? Good afternoon to you too. Thank you. Mix Mayhem's in the house. Just got in from the shops. Good to see you, Bruce, and all Bruce Nation. Thank you, as always, for the incredible support and comments, you guys. Always appreciated. Do you ever investigate those cylinder things you caught dividing? Yeah, listen, earthwards during that storm. So it was a storm before it even rained or anything, before there was even any wind. Started hearing knocking on the roof and big enough knocks around, and I go outside and I start seeing these objects raining down from the sky, maybe 10 to 15 of them. There was no rain, no, just pucks, pucks, pucks. Obviously, right overhead, there was an incredibly large cloud, a black cloud. So, the first thing I assumed was it was automatically ice pellets, but the ice was forming in cylinders. Something didn't look very normal. But when I looked in that video, Dr. Jellyfingers, every object are all different objects falling from the sky. They all have something following it, and they all look like cylinders, like cans. I'll tell you what, my lawn, okay, but it's stupid. 2 or 3 days later, there were holes all over my lawn, but it was 2 or 3 days later. I did not see one of the objects on the ground. I wasn't able to see one and to try to retrieve it. It would have been something incredible to try to do. So honestly, when I looked on the ground, and even after having one hit the balcony and not being able to see it, I assumed it was ice. But I really don't think it was. And for those that haven't seen it, you want to see a real drone or military drone or some spy technology, Kazoo and I, we caught a real small drone-like object, a stick going by, who let go a plasma ball or some flash of light that comes off of it as it's going by, and there was a red light on it. And even possibly during that video, we could actually see what looks like a red and green light on each side of the object, which, again, you got to take into consideration the sun, refraction, chromatic aberration. But you could tell easily the difference when you look at a lot of incidents of that and do some comparison. You could clearly see that something was sort of launched from it. Zoe Small, thank you very much for being here. Hello to you. My haunted life in the house. Well, yeah, to you guys, to my American friends, I keep forgetting. You see, Canada, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving at the same time. I learned very recently the UK don't celebrate Thanksgiving in general, but only inside of schools and more harvest seasons or something. And New Zealand either. So I'm like, what the heck? Hey, I learned, you learn something new every day. Tina Chapman, how's it going? Keep your lights bright, everyone. Block out the darkness. Yes, absolutely. Love and light to all. Thanks for the beautiful encouragement and positive energy in the community. I thank you very much. When you do that, you kill off a troll, burns up, and sent off to hell. Thank you, man. Tell you, Eddie, I was when you did that too, that was very nice of you, man. You did that on this one end, I think, or the French channel, one or the other, probably both. Signed up for more than a month. I didn't even know that members could do that, actually. And another thing is that you actually don't have to be here 12 months if you want to be a member. So, and as for the links, well, they're all in the videos, and you can check out the links in the videos. Thanks a lot, you guys. That's important. Smashing that like button. So what are they hiding on the moon? Cam's in the house. Nothing better than leftovers for lunch the day after Thanksgiving. Of course, even better the second or third day after that. I had some rice cakes yesterday. Hey, Lisa, you want to know where I got that? It's funny you asked that, where I got the skull. That was in a showcase of a store in the front. And I don't think it was for a Halloween. I think it was more for a store where it had a whole bunch of things like skulls, exactly, wooden or different um, decorations and Egyptian stuff. And that was in the window for a setup. And it could be as silly as it being a setup just for Halloween. I don't know. Probably don't remember. But I asked if it was for sale. Those objects, like that's worth a couple of hundred of dollars, but I was able to get it for a lot less, almost peanuts. It's out of metal. It's completely out of metal. It's bigger than life size. It's a really, really big skull. And I said, oh, I have to get that. I have to get that. And I'll stick that right behind me to do my researching the alien and human connection. That's why I got my alien skull right beside it. Little alien skull. So that's right out of a showcase in the store that was in the window. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. Looked like a big metallic head, and it was metal. Of course, not filled up, not solid though. I believe that my haunted life, there are beings all around us. I deal with them constantly. Yeah, I remember you talking to me about that and mentioning that. And yes, so it's a cool skull, eh, Lisa? A pretty big one, actually. Yeah, if I move it, probably gonna screw it up. I think I put some tape on it so it wouldn't slide off the edge of the meuble. I'm looking for my English word, the furniture. Actually, and what I would have loved is an eagle with its wings opened up. You know, those much those things are worth. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Living in a small town, a bunch of farmers had a whole bunch of things at an auction, big furniture and stuff. Got that for $20. And it's, anyways, silly to talk about it, but it's things that I like. Researchers, you need a globe. There's a lot of meanings and significance around them, like some people have skulls behind them because they represent gangs. Some people represent the S&Bs, which I don't. Not me. But no, it's true though. There's lots of different significance to those symbols, like well, Lisa, you've seen my apparently tattoos off some troll site where apparently I have three sixes on my leg, which I don't. I don't. I have a cross, two crosses on my legs. Bruce has the devil skull. And she was declaring to actually be, you all know her, Miss Heard, declaring to be, to have even lived with me. Imagine. Lose our minds. Yeah, weather-wise, hey, Colonel Nur, thank you very much. Or New, thank you very much. Bruce, a simple way to graphically show that infrared wavelength shows things happen from our eyesight is if I turn your camera on, pick a TV remote. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got a video up about that. And point at camera and you will see the flashes. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, brother. Yeah, I made a video about that, also showing in the background what it looks like. I put up a bunch of remotes and I set them off different intervals, and you can see different remotes for different objects, different speeds in the wavelengths. And what you'll do with the infrared cameras, you will see all the waves joining over top of themselves and bent in either which wavelength that it is. And you can see the purple light in it, which I'm pretty sure, Lisa, these are probably infrared. Purple light, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I think it is. Purple light. Look at bills. Yeah. On top of having a good channel here, I'm also an ass sometimes. 'Cause I like having a little bit of fun. David, how's it going, man? You know, I haven't told that many people this, but the last time I had a sleep paralysis 4 years ago, as I was able to turn and look around after being frozen in my bed, I saw a rippling spider web. Oh, wow. Man, people that get abducted or that have intuition or that open portals on the other side, I just believe that we're going to see shit like that. I believe that 100%. And that's interesting what you said, because for me it remains that it's an easy thing to try to understand. It's the fabrics of time. You're in the physical world, and all of a sudden there's something coming in from outside. You're going to see either through that veil. Some people call it a veil, but I mean, anyways, not trying to pass off for a smartass, but I believe those things. I believe in sounding out what I visually see to come to a common sense, a sensical conclusion. Pouring rain real bad here. Clouds are on the ground. That sucks. Well, same here, Lisa. It's not pouring now, but yeah, absolutely, totally gray, very, very dark. There's no sun at all or whatsoever out there. That's a cool share, Peter. I appreciate that, man. Some kind of rippling portal. That was incredible. Then it faded. I'm sure something went through it, but I didn't see anything, just a rippling web. Thing in the dark corner of my room. So look at it the way you want. Can these be portals, that are opening up? And if you're not open minded to that, my friends, well, respect to you. But I'm telling you, a lot of things are happening around us. Why do you think NASA is doing just that, getting all these different devices to use different wavelengths for to be able to see different things occurring, right? They have these large telescopes now, even China using certain, not just China, but China particularly right now, using a certain telescope to look at certain cosmic events in space. This is fresh off the press, and it's looking just for one thing. So there's a whole bunch of things occurring all the time. So in other words, space must really look like you're looking through a microscope. That's the only conclusion I can say. If you look at the STS missions, was it 75? I think the tether incident, either way, you can look that SLS mission up and you will see living organisms in space and a whole slew of different objects that are going by. And I can only imagine the phenomena and the light. The truth is about space, apparently, it's extremely bright and colorful. It's not even dark, they say, in space. As hard as that is to understand, when we cross a barrier leaving Earth and it gets dark, it could be that we're still not out of the atmosphere yet. Grip Ripper just cranked up the old laptop. Hello, all. Thank you very much for being here, as always. Appreciate that. Hey, Andrew Ryan Seller Lapensi is in the house. Thank you very much, man. Invested in the company supplying the solar sail material. Wow. It's Accent Solar Technologies. That's incredible, man. You know what they're doing, eh? They're uh, using that sail to send that object off to an asteroid, but now they lost contact with it. So, what's going to happen? I don't know. But there's a hell of a lot going on. Christopher Rollins just missed. I'm so sorry, brother. Done forgot today was Friday. Thanks for always being here, man. I appreciate that, brother. I'd have to get on with my other off of StreamYard to fix that wrench that keeps disappearing on you again because I keep giving them back. Sorry about that. Popping up everywhere. If you watch beyond, I always pass off for a liar when I say that, but it's true. People are losing their wrenches. If it happens, let me know. It's not because I yanked it away from you. Sorry about that. Popping up everywhere. If you watch beyond what your eyes can see, yep, they are all right there. I do a simple manipulation with an image, filming in a cemetery, adding light filters and taking down the light and using only exposure and sun tip filters. and I'm able to see all these objects going by. They can't all just be insects. I mean, I'm in the cemetery looking with the naked eye everywhere, with the sun coming down, and I see absolutely nothing flying around. With different filters, we see different things. I would be like that, like Doc in Back to the Future with that thing on his head, with the, like studying people's brain waves, trying to, doing silly things. But that's how crazy I would be if I was a scientist or trying to create stuff. And, as crazy as the scientists that are running this world are, there's a passion when it comes to science, doing something that no one ever has done before. But sadly, they're not using that for the better of the human race. They're using that against us, right? Which you all mostly know. But that's how it is. Hey, thanks so much, you guys. Absolutely. Really, man. Hey, thanks for serving, you guys. I'm telling you. You'll hear me talk about military here and higher up, what they're doing, what they're hiding, what DARPA's doing, what the higher ranks are doing. But the soldiers of the military, even though I'm not military, I've never been in the military, it's not something I ever got to experience. I can still have a shitload of respect for the people in all countries that did go and serve. Everybody knows that soldiers sometimes are used to do certain nasty things around the world, but to put them all in the same boat, no, I wouldn't really do that. It comes up when you get higher up into ranks, right? Tina, make your box plexiglass. So if you're comfortable in it, you can still look beyond it. And once you start seeing, you will open the lid and let yourself out. The contact those that are willing. There's many ways to contact the other side. And for whatever the reason that some people on the other side have contacted the people on this side, which was in my case, what happened a bit before my father passed away. I had these, like major things going on, like astral travel and everything when I was 4 years old, not knowing what I was doing. My mother was telling me this, understanding this afterwards. I really refried bean and only can find it imported from Mexico. Spaghetti sauce, no onion. Only can find it imported from Italy. Vicky, it's sad, eh? That's like us here in Canada. We can't buy grain here in Canada, even though when you listen to our national anthem, "Oh Canada," we can see that all you're looking at are a bunch of incredibly hardworking farmers and giant, massive Ferguson tractors with big rotors and that are picking up corn and grain. We don't use it. It's shipped off to Russia, I guess, or something. But when you hear about that, get ready, guys. We're gonna, we don't even, it's something that doesn't make any sense. Really, something that doesn't make any sense. Electricity prices are supposed to double up. There'll be a revolution. That's all. That's what's going to happen. People aren't going to allow at one point, because right now we're giving all our money just to be able to put food on the table and put a bit of gas on our cars, most of us. So if things get more expensive and you have to cut even more to put gas, do you guys know? And listen, I don't travel like some of you have to. I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I'm just saying that since I don't have to travel, I put $20 of gas every 35 days in my car. And it's $7-8 left. I don't spend more than $10-15 of driving time and gas. So as for the carbon taxes, if they're going to charge me for carbon taxes, they're coming. There's lots coming to Canada. And now don't forget the people that are unV'd, and I'm not talking about whether you should or not, because that's a personal choice, because that's freedom of speech and liberty. But they're saying the ones that are unV'd can be mentally ill. And the governments are telling the doctors now that to prescribe certain, medication meant for mentally ill people, because, we're mentally ill if you don't want to have the V, So that's what's recently been spoken about. I know a lot of you are going to say that can't be real news, and it really is. Actually, really is. Alex Jones, actually, I saw it on Band.video, because I can't get to InfoWars anymore. It's closed for me. When you go there, they don't allow you to see the videos. You got to go to band.video. So for me as a Canadian, and that's how it is. Thanks to all that served. Be proud. Be proud. The powers are trying to convince people that we are evil, but we all know better. Absolutely right about that. Absolutely. Especially in the past few years, the shit that was going down in Afghanistan and everything. Some people, have several tours. Incredible. You got to be brave, that's for sure. Yeah, at many given times, some people actually do, And the thing is that, the beautiful mystery of it all is that they're moving around in the solar system. They're always moving around. These things are hard to locate. Some large objects are in an orbit around the sun that only come by every 6, 12, 15, 20, 200 years. And some of them are expected to come by that they've been waiting for a long time, which you have to wonder how they knew that back in the day. Hey, my dear friend, Doris. Hello. Love you, my friends. Thanks so much. I am Kai in the house. Was playing in the shop. What were you building, man? Please take more than 10 minutes in a lawn chair with your head rested on the back. That's all it takes, my friend. You're absolutely right. Stabilization. For those that have never seen them, you will if you give them time to show up. I wouldn't change that message ever, because that's absolutely true. If you look up, there's quite a few of you here that had never seen them and that finally saw something and told me that you were able to see it. And that's the exact information that I tell them. 10 minutes if you can, find a reason. Don't just sit there saying, I'm sure I ain't going to see these fuckers coming by, because you're not going to see them. If there's not a connection, if you are for real passionate and in a loving way, and that you're open-minded to get a response, a connection, a first encounter, the first visual encounter with them, I believe, like Tina says, that you absolutely will. But again, I was very lucky to get so many encounters. Cindy Durbin, thank you so much for being here. That's another thing, John. I have a hard time with what NASA's showing. A lot of these things look like real illustrations. It's like, I'm like you on that. It looks convincing. It can absolutely be real. It looks real, but it could also be fake. Did you see, John, what they posted? What was it? They showed an image of Artemis 1 leaving Earth, where Earth was this big, literally that big, and they had the moon, just a quarter of the moon in the image, like maybe about there in the corner here, and you had Earth down here, really, really small, far away. And at one point, you start seeing that, you're just looking at this, they're right beside the bloody moon, man, and it's gray. It's gray. You see no color whatsoever, but you see this blue marble. And they showed Earth a lot further out, which I had guessed that one. It looks like a star, right? Looks like a blue neutron star. So that moon that's locked in orbit with Earth, which even though we see it jumping all over the sky, it would for sure be hiding Earth from any outside threat, right? Like nobody's going to see Earth behind the moon from far away. It's going to look like maybe another moon or something. Like Earth and the moon would pass off as moons, maybe, or even a star. When you look at Earth, it's completely blue like that. Friday nights is the night. Tonight at 8 p.m. We'll also stream. We stream at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Fridays, and on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. It could vary, but I'm gonna fix it so that it won't, so that you guys know pretty much what time. Could be something happens. I'm busy at 5, so I might do it at 4. But in general, we stick to the 5 p.m. 10-4 is highness. 41 degrees, melting snow today. Same here, Barb. Beautiful Minnesota, USA. Thank you very much, my Minnesotan friends. Can we say that, Minnesotan? Ouais, ça c'est vrai, Aleos. Nature is in menopause, yes. Sleep paralysis, you're right about that. It's no joke. In fact, it's quite terrifying at times. I've never seen any beings or hags. Luckily, that's another thing. The hags that they talk about, which apparently is a thing, but I always heard whispering, but could never understand the whispering. That I've heard it too, the whispering, honestly. And I always laugh because it always comes down to the situation where you say, what would it sound like if somebody was hearing a voice? I don't even think it would be possible for someone not to be able to distinguish the difference between a voice in your head and an actual voice. I think it for me that would be easy. A voice in your head that sounds real, somebody telling you to do something. And by the way, if we are crazy, when somebody tells you to kill someone, just don't. Is what I say. Wouldn't want to start hearing messages like that, like real messages. But I hear what you're saying. It's the whispering. I've heard that many a times. I've also heard a loud shout, Bruce, from a woman's voice, which sounded like my grandmother, but I'm not positive. Of course, your mind's going to try to find the voice that you recognize. But a lot of people that don't believe in paranoia, and in paranormal, yes, we could be paranoid. And those of you that don't believe in the paranormal, well, I'm telling you, it's absolutely real that some people have these encounters or experiences right in their rooms. One recently told me they're seeing now the fires in the house. I showed it on video, fire appearing in the house. I mentioned it 3-4 months before that I see little sparks and fires in the house. Then I was able to film those sparks in the house, and still a lot of people probably didn't believe that it was real because it's things that have nothing to do with, laws of physics or anything. You're just seeing sparks in the house. Why? Well, for whatever the reason, it's something magnetic. That's for sure. It's definitely something magnetic. John, in Pennsylvania, I think the Northeast is going to see much snow this year. Yeah, I think so too. And now, right now, there's a cold front coming down to us from Florida, but it's that cold front is causing the hot air to come down from Florida, causing a cold front in the north part of Quebec. But us here, we're right in that stream. Every time there's a big tropical storm in Florida or any type of heavy weather in Florida, like rain or clouds, we get it here too. We're right in that current that comes down. You guys probably see it on your news too, where they show where the current goes all along the provinces, right over Quebec, especially in my area here. But St. Anisette, not far from here in Quebec, and it's an area that meteorologists and people that study weather send planes there, and they're studying the water there, which is the town itself, and the water there is the warmest area in Quebec, and all of Quebec. I heard maybe even in all of Canada, but I'm not sure. It was in the news; they were talking about it, and they're constant that. And in other words, where we see those UFOs, so unless there's maybe a base there along the border in the St. Lawrence water. I wouldn't be surprised. Scott Northey, Brucey, might be time for you and the boy to hop the border and make a break for it. I caught wind of mass confiscation of arms up there in the Great White North. Yeah, not cool, eh? Hey, I heard. Thanks, Darla. I heard Scott. I heard a hell of a good one. They were talking about nuclear bomb that the states, by mistake left here in Canada without actually dropping it. It's that the plane crashed in Rimouski, Quebec. And there's also another one where they had this core, plutonium core, uranium, and the whole kit with enough to blow up half of North America. And that, as they came into Canada with the big ass bombers, what happened is the icing and everything, the difference in the temperatures arriving to Canada in the cold area near Alaska, the motors started developing ice on them. They started burning up and catching on fire one after the other. They had the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. So they decided to jump out of this big bomber aircraft with a nuclear bomb at the back. It's a story that just came out. It was probably just declassified. I don't remember the name of the plane, but apparently somebody would have stayed in the plane to try to guide it to safety, and they were able to do so. It was bombed later on by a team from the States, had gone down to blow up the airplane, and obviously to take out the remains possibly of the last pilot that stayed in there and probably went down with the plane. There was a parachute amongst the plane there, and they would have taken out the casing that was holding that atomic bomb. So for whatever the reason, the States were flying over Canada with an activated bomb. Who knows what tests they were doing? So we're talking, a couple of years back. This wasn't like in 1990 or 2000. That was way back. So they blew up, right? And the radiation, no doubt, is still there. Landed on some island on the outskirts of Alaska on the territory of Canada. And the one Rimouski, guys, it's in the province of Quebec, where I am. Rimouski, a couple minutes that way. Minutes that way. Which is impressive and concerning. There are 4 seasons. Hurricane season is not one of them. Yeah, there's never been a hurricane in November in the States. That's the first recorded one that they just had there. So 4 season hurricanes, well, I don't know about that. We see hurricane-like weather maybe in the winter, but there's some on the other planets. There's definitely on cold surfaces have the hurricanes, that's for sure. Paradox fossils. Nope, Tina, you're not blocked. Nobody's going to block you. Unless you're threatening to bomb Canada or something. Everything, David. We've never stopped. We've always been in motion. The closer you are to the top of the planet, open up your arms. At one point, you'll be just turning around. But aside from that, we're always going like at 1,000. What is it? 1,100, 1,000 miles an hour, kilometers an hour. And you got the planet going around the sun, and then the sun's also moving, and solar system at over 400,000 miles an hour. So we're always in motion. We're never stopped. We've never been stopped. Maybe there's no ground anywhere. It's only air, right? That's a little concerning. We're here on a planet and saying, well, right, we're on the ground. Well, no, you're in a plane flying around the solar system. It's an oddly shaped plane, but in reality, it's exactly what's happening. Thanks for sharing that, Daras. Here, too, we got our first snowfall a couple of days ago, only a couple of centimeters, and it's one of those freak snow accidents that we call it. Painted up art with Gino's heart. Thank you very much. I live next to the Space Force base in Florida. Should we be seeing anything in this area? Absolutely. My goodness. Listen, if you're in that area, every object that you could film in the sky at night, noticing if there's UFO lights also, like nobody knows if there are UFO lights buzzing the Space Force region or stuff. And I assume maybe you're in an area where there's lots of lights or you can't see necessarily close to the surface. The UFO light to the surface would be very, very small. They're easy to, they're hard to differentiate from airplanes, but airplanes flash and have strobe lights on them. But listen, the launches, especially the launches, you must be able to get some, even with a regular camera, some pretty incredible views of some of the launches. That would be a dream for me to set up with my camera there. Would be pretty incredible with the telescope. And then I'd have to move real fast, but to try to film that mama the whole way up. A lot of people do, man. I love it more now since I'm not working in it. I worked in transportation, driving a medical bus and even a regular bus and trucks and stuff. And it was hell driving through the snow, something I really did not like. Forgive me 2 seconds, please. So do you think they're going to have to wait till the sun's done exploding and being active leading up to 2025 um, before they send any astronauts back out on any deep space projects? I wonder. Have you ever seen anything out there that just scared the crap out of you? The size, Zoe. I saw something very, very large fly by the sun. It was obviously an asteroid inside of Earth's atmosphere. And I saw one buzz right over my head, lower than a regular airplane, headed straight for the St. Lawrence River on a descent towards St. Anisette. And it just blew my mind seeing how fast and how close that real object was. It was a drop of gold, liquid gold, that was flying across the sky. That did scare the hell out of me. Seeing the UFOs with the infrared buzzing around also scared me. But honestly, my first capture on the moon, seeing UFO fleet go around the moon and now come out of the moon, for me, that was my biggest heart fluttering. When I saw the structures, there was another heart fluttering. So it's all little signs, but great big proof, visual proof that something's up there on the moon. People can be disappointed because disclosure's not out. Well, whether disclosure's out or not, that is not going to make people that know something's up there not believe that. That's for sure, because it really does. Commiserations to any Welsh peeps on here. Awesome grip ripper. Forced disclosure. Thanks so much, man. Stay safe, brother, from Southern California. Much love, guys. Take the time to check out Forced Disclosure 818 channel also. These are all people that are doing space videos too. And thanks a lot, man. Thanks, Zoe, for that question. That was a good one. I said I was going to scroll down and I didn't. Like I'm always lying, but I didn't. We keep missing your Wednesday podcast live. Cannot get the time right. Sorry about that, man. Remember 5 Eastern, and on top of it, we had a change in the time here. So that screws up a lot of things for some people sometimes. That's good, Darla. Thanks, McMahon. Mr. Don't Give a Fuck. Curious that it looked, I got caught there. I was just reading that right out. Curious that it took 1 day to get the moon in 1969. And now NASA says it'll take 3 days in 2022. 2022. Yeah, exactly. And on top of them being on a mission of 26 days, they launched a CubeSat, which is not in communication yet. But then again, that could actually be just a little like, we're not going to tell them where we're going, right? Because they do that. James Webb Telescope, when they launched in a secret mission, by the way. That was literally a secret mission that they launched in with James Webb Telescope. China didn't want them looking back at Earth and stuff like that. There were a whole bunch of sneaky buggers. That's what I'm going to say. Whole bunch of sneaky buggers out there in space, not showing us and telling us everything that's out there. How can everything they see in space be protected because of national security? You know, they're trying to tell us that everything that's out there in space is just from China and it's just buzzing around. It doesn't even make any sense when you think of it at all. E.T. Boo Boo. Thanks again for that one, brother. Thank you, Lisa. That means a lot to encourage someone. If you do like the channel and you do want the channel to grow, say to yourself, the more people are attracted to this channel and the more it grows, the more I will be investing in equipment, because that's all I'm going to do for the rest of my life until the channel gets ever so big, free for everyone to view. And I get this incredible support from everyone that's helping, which you all say it's just a little bit, which it really is not a little bit, it's a lot. And then there's the extras, which everyone just, it's overwhelming. So if you encourage the channel, subscribe to it, because in the future we'll be live streaming with the subscribers of the channel, trying to help me grow the channel. Good afternoon to you too, my friend. And there's my music channel, Silly Music Channel. If you guys want to check it out, just some tunes that I try to do my first attempts. I also play the guitar, sing, harmonica, piano, soon tuba. No, gonna get a saxophone. Always wanted to get that. I love it. Love the saxophone. Don't know if I can play it. Maybe I will be able to. Thanks a lot, Dwayne. Thanks for the comments too, you guys. The unknown is here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, thanks. I thought a few people would have a laugh. Listen, it's a good thing you said that, because when I saw your face, I started getting hot because I said, it's something I have to tell him. Well, I said, oh shit, he's the one that made the video for me. I love you for it, man. It was thoughtful. It was funny as hell. And it was very well done. It was very, very well done. You guys have to check out the Unknown channel. If you don't want to check out his video that I posted in my community, go and support him out. And he didn't do it for the support either, but do go check it out. He got some famous people, even Trump, telling you guys subscribe to Bruce Sees All channel. And I thought that was like really cool. Same voice too. So these were really cool videos. And at the same time, thanks to the Unknown for having reached that host of the television show, and for reaching Trump out to Trump, of course. Awesome. The Stats is in the house, and my friend Floyd, not far away, but he's working. I bet you, reading your mind right now. He's working. Yep. Yeah, he's working. What'd you say? Yeah, there's something in the air around here in Quebec. Maybe too many chemtrails. Last video, I really hope you didn't mind it. I post the chemtrails. Always lots of research to do, but some days the sky was bad, but it wasn't because the sky was bad that I posted. I wanted you to see the chemtrails, how there's an enormous amount of chemtrails in the sky here. And it's just between 8:30 to 9:30, and it doesn't stop. Be nice to have you and on my show again. Lots of people are asking. Let me know, bro. Hey, thanks a lot, man. We'd have to set something up again, I guess. Absolutely. Had an incredible problem with my eyes, and there's certain days that I could hardly come on. I blew Jeff Benoit off a couple of times because of it, but no, listen, faudrait bien qu'on fasse de quoi, certain, mon homme. J'ai rencontré des problèmes, des problèmes avec ma chaîne, puis le moment d'aller en cours avec un voisin qui c'est complètement fini. C'était fou. Thanks for being here, Jeff Benoit. And I'll have to get back in contact with you, man, for us to set up a show. Thanks for asking at the same time, for the interest. Really appreciate that. My iPhone has a better camera. Listen, my mom's too. I mean, it's incredible, these phones. I don't know. iPhone went all out, eh? Like, I have an expensive $5,000 camera. And when I saw the crisp, clear images from my mother's own phone, I was like, what the hell? Sending me images the size of a truck where you can scroll up to like right now, like imagine me scrolling across someone's eyeball, just white, then you get to an eyebrow, black, big ass images, clear images that they were sending me. I'm like, how the hell with a camera? Please put your questions for Bruce early in the stream, because it takes an hour to see what you're saying. He wants to chat with everyone, and I always try. And there's only one Moon Man here. Exactly. Thank you. Share your kindness. And for those that want to know, no, I'm not going to say that. It was a little joke about Moon Masters, but it would have been funny, but I'm going to hold back. Show your kindness and the stream. Hit the like button and enjoy your day. Join us at 8. Very important, because we have another stream at 8 o'clock tonight. Very recently found UFOs almost touching the ground, leaving the ground. So what I just told you guys and gals of what they just talked about very recently, well, September 27th, but what was leaked out, or whether it's leaked or just the Black Vault presented it and it was publicly shown, I would think maybe it was something with the Freedom of Information Act that was declassified. UFOs touching the ground, leaving the ground, and going up into the sky, declaring that they're mysterious lights that we don't understand the shapes and forms of them, like UAPs. And that's exactly what happened to me. Below the house roof level, like at the stumps of the trees. Okay, these lights lifted up all simultaneously at the same time, and we're going in all different directions. If you haven't seen that video, my friends, if you're new to YouTube or you have a hard time getting around on people's channels, I have a whole lot of playlists. But every year I post a playlist with a title called Videos, All Videos of 2022, All Videos of 2021. And 99.9% of the videos of this year will all be in that playlist. You go to the uploads playlist and go back from the uploads a couple of weeks, and you will see the recent findings. A real, what looks like a military drone. And I'm lucky. I'm seeing all these things. This is getting people mad. Some people even thought, well, if he's getting all these things almost every day, it has to be fake. But I tell you, there's lots of encounters. Leave your own opinions in the comment sections also at the same time. The last video, you left me a whole bunch of comments, guys. I'm going to answer each and every one of them. I always do that. I go through all the videos, answer all the comments as much as I can. I'm even in the community answering some of the comments. I'm not saying this to vent. I'm saying this so you guys that like leaving comments. Some of you leave me really warm, heartfelt comments about you appreciating the research, but I promise I'm going to read them all. Live stream, sometimes I answer at the beginning when the group of commenters arrive, and then a couple days go by. Sometimes I miss some, but the recent videos, if in the first 2 or 3 days you comment on a video, you are going to get a response back from me. Leave 2 comments, leave 3 comments back the next day to say, hey, thanks again. Trying to get more people to leave comments on this channel. Sadly, I get 100 comments on no matter what type of video, no matter how many views I get. Very rare occasions, right? My videos are almost all 11 minutes. The rare occasion I'll make 8-minute videos, usually 8-minute videos. I don't get many views. There's one 8-minute video that I got a lot of views from. And you know what it is? The title, guys. Did you notice that when I just post UFOs in my research, personal research by Bruce Swartz, nobody in general will click on it except for my amazing group here and some new people. If I write UFOs, like I showed for real the other day, leaving the surface of the moon, literally leaving the surface of the moon, well, then I'll get more views. So YouTube is made in a way where if your title isn't incredibly effectively interesting, people aren't going to click on it. And for years, you look at my videos, it's just, the moon. And it's because I have a lot of variation. I show UFO sightings in infrared. I show UFO sightings on the moon with a regular telescope and a regular camera. And, that's how it is. Now I'm hallucinating shadows. Must be the sun. No sun today here, boy. Lees, thank you so much for being here. Had a dream of cylindric UFOs as in 1986. Thanks for letting me know that. I had some dreams about some UFOs very rarely, only once this year. And it was a UFO with a lot of lights on it. Like the famous UFO that's just like a corporal's V, on his sleeve in the military. That name of that vessel, the famous one, but it's that one. That's another thing that happens to me. Doing a lot of research about Roswell now and everything. Before I did any of that, hey Vinny, thanks, man. Before I did any of that, Leia's here. Thanks, Leia. Before I did any of that researching the Mayans or Linda Moulton Howe or anyone or Jeremy Corbell or Bob Lazar was probably the one and only that I had researched. I'm researching what I'm seeing visually on the moon and in my research, and that's bringing me to find out a whole bunch of things without looking up anyone's theory. Because notice when people admit it, when people come here or on any channel, when they talk about what they believe it is, we often take terms that people like Bob Lazar, hopefully Bruce one day, have used, where people are going to buy into that theory, or get along, agree with the theory, because even my own theories that I add with the findings, it doesn't mean I'm right at all, but it's just an extra. And I repeat that all the time because I want people to see that I am credible. But in reality, it's not part of my goal to see if I'm credible or not. I think you all know whether I'm cute, ugly, big, fat, small, or big nose, big ears, or dark eyes or not. If I'm showing some truth and you understand that what I'm showing is truth, you can come to your own conclusions on whether what I'm showing is real or not, which I know most of you know, obviously, that what I'm showing is real. Michael, thank you very much. Tester, hello to you. Gate Smasher, hoorah for the drone fund. Thank you. Or bacon. I tell you what, I'll put all on the fund, the drone fund this time, and I thank you. Very in the near future, guys. Christmas is coming, so if not right after that, or maybe even before, we'll see. It's going to cost a couple of $1,000s. I am going to invest in a good drone, infrared drone, which I have the chance of having UFO lights that come close to me. I'm going to be able to get some captures and sightings with an infrared drone, maybe get a little closer to them. And at the same time, for the areas where they're landing here, where the forest is, where the biological lab is, biotech, okay, I'm going to be able to send a drone over that area and look around to see what's over the forest there, which is, it's not that it's illegal. It's the hydro Quebec territory. Well, we'll be able to not even have to go over it just with the height. We'll be able to take a panoramic shot of the surface, getting the drone with the image so that I can see where we're going. Not the $17,000 one, because I was like almost had tears seeing what that thing does. You got race drones. I was not informed about drones at all, and I'm getting informed on them now. The DJI drones, the race drones. You got drones that don't even have cameras. You got drones that are more for playing around. You got drones that take incredible panoramic views of the entire surface. That could be not could be, it's definitely going to be an extra tool. Thanks again, Gate Smasher. Appreciate that, man. Brenda Paris, thanks for being here. Just heard about you, someone. I thank you very much, Brenda. Really appreciate that. And at the same time, thanks to the other channel for the mentioning of this channel. A lot of people do try to mention up my channel, and I can never thank them enough. I hope you enjoy the channel. Please check out the videos. I have a lot of proof, UFO videos and large objects, asteroids, UAP phenomena, UFOs coming down close to 15 feet from me. One video. Incredible what we can see here now. Yes, problem solved. How's it going, Will? I'm doing fine, man. Thanks a lot for coming by. Appreciate it, you guys. Good day to everyone, Grip Rippers. Gate Smasher, hoorah, says, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that, brother. Guess what happens when you manifest bright light inside a shadow? I tell you what, okay? The secret is that the light and darkness together opens a portal. And I would make a patent and sign and risk losing everything I ever owned that is a fact. Because what I saw, it was in a pitch black room with 3 candles lit up. Maybe I don't know the quantity of light that has to be mixed with the darkness. Maybe more darkness and a little bit of light as compared to a bright room and a bit of darkness in the room. It opens up portals. The other side, to travel to the other side, the first thing you're going to see, it's just that, darkness or light. Think of it. That's all you're going to see. The secret of all is in the dark and is in the brightness. Bright lights hide secrets. Bright lights show us secrets. Same thing with darkness. Darkness and light has a weight, actually. When the sun is present and beaming down on a city like San Francisco, it actually weighs a little more. We're not talking about heavy weight to crush the buildings here, but there is some weight to light. Light is physical. I guess so. Skywise Observations, thanks for being here. I have a video showing a triangular and an orb craft following a trail, and the trail making craft, plus a vid showing an aircraft dropping a load of some sort. Crazy stuff. Hey, thanks for sharing that. And if people here will be able to also go and check that out and keep your eyes in the sky. Thanks for sharing that with us. Bat12, thank you so much, guys. Thanks. I appreciate that. Brenda's here. Thanks again. I was listening to some old Art Bell shows. Oh, yes. Come across Colonel Philip Corso. I think I remember that one. He had some interesting things to say I never thought of before, but what is the mirror crew that was in space? That's interesting, eh? Maybe a mirror crew to bend the light and hide to us what was out there. Hey, Bat12, thanks a lot for appreciating it. That's a nice big one. Nice resin eagle. I thought in my dreams that I would be able to buy a, golden, not golden, but wooden American eagle with the wings opened up. It's worth over $1,000 to be able to get the an eagle like that. So I went with the closed wings, and like nobody over there at the auction wanted it. I was only there because my mother was there. She's going to an auction. Oh, I'll check it out. What's that? Nobody wanted that. So I was going to bid on something that nobody wanted. And I was looking, the only reason why I went there, I was looking for a bust of the ancient, doctors and that anyways, that secret society where they show all the points of the brain and everything, which a lot of people from science have that. But I saw that there was one, but it wasn't a real one. It was a recent one. Hey, boy. Yeah, that would be, I'll never see that happen, Elias. Never see that happen. If I see that happen, I will stream naked. Actually, never mind. People won't want to come and see this. I will stream in a Batman suit. That'd be even funnier. But they're so expensive. See, bosh tab. It's with the wings of the eagles opened up. Very, very expensive. Unless somebody maybe gets a small one or something like that. But you see that all the time over. And I think, especially that what I'm researching right now is USA and what the government's doing on the moon and whatnot. But I've always been very careful saying that I'm just here to film the moon and to film UFOs without ever having to label really who they are. I don't think we have to. We have the proof that they're there. Anyways, I heard that the unknown. I heard that there's a lot of misconception about the number 666 also. That's something for sure. Hey, Susan, thanks for being here. Hoping for a new podcast soon. Oh, the podcast. Thank you very much, Susan. I was even thinking of that this afternoon. I'm not going to stop doing the podcasts, absolutely. Oh, Darla, is Miss Heard here? Oh, no, it's with what I said, Miss Heard. Yeah. Yeah, Darla's confused. Miss Heard saying that she liked me. Didn't sound like it when she left, Darla? Oh, my goodness. As much as I'd wish to live in a trailer home in wherever the hell she is, Nashville, I guess. 13 crystal skulls. Any thought behind that? Actually, I think that's very interesting. And I also think that some of the skulls were separated from themselves because they said that there was a certain power to them being all together, eh? Because some of these skulls, if I'm not wrong, are placed in different areas apart from themselves because there's some type of energy, right? Hey, Beth, Noise, thank you so much. Better late than never. Love you guys. Be safe if you're out and about shopping. Lots of NPCS short circuit. Yes. Circuiting. Yes. Yes. Lots of short circuiting. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Beth Noise. Yeah, and that's a good one. What did I see the other day about that? Hold on. That's actually something. That's like podcast material. Those are some interesting things that I have to go back and look at. Where did I see that? Darn it. I just saw that 2 weeks ago. Do 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 do. There's a legend. Yes, elements of the 13 skulls. I'd like to maybe say a little bit about it because for those that don't know it, I don't know by heart what it's all about. But shared by the Mayans. Yeah, quite a few legends actually that cross over cultures and times. The way the crystal skull legends do, they are contemporarily shared by the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Native Americans, of course, and other indigenous people around the world. And in philosophical terms, they are recorded in Atlantean and Lemurian times. So you look that up, the times way back. Atlantis. These legends have been handed down from generation to generation for thousands of years, which attests to their enduring power. The legend of the Great Flood. There's lots of legends that go along with these crystals, and this is only one story. There, it's maybe not necessarily necessary story about the 13 um, crystals, skulls. And there's story. I heard a story about four of them, and that some of them were put in different museums around the world so that they would not touch themselves because there was some type of power. The legend of the Great Flood, which was passed down from ancient times, is one of the few enduring legends that is also shared by most cultures around the world, which scientists now are confirming they believe it was real. They didn't say they believe it's real, they say it's real. Okay. While that event marked an end time for many people around the world, there may be some parallels to the Mayan legends regarding 2012. And yeah, that's like last stream. I was talking about that the end of the Mayans, and I came up with something, and I told you guys it ended in 2030. It wasn't the Mayans. And a family member called me and corrected that. I said, no, I didn't say Mayans. She goes, yes, you did. I said, oh, okay, well, that's not what I was talking about. But Alex Jones talks about another one where either the Sumerian or something. There's a lot of different calendars that go for different years, and one ends that says from 2030 and on that they did not see what was to come, that there was nothing there. So the more you learn about crystal skulls, the more you realize the power of multiple crystal skulls. There are many cultures that have legends about crystal skulls, sometimes involving different numbers of crystal skulls. That's the part of the story that I had heard that was very interesting to me. However, 13 crystal skulls seems to be the common denominator among most crystal skull legends. Native American Cherokee medicine man Harley Swift Deer Reagan is quoted as saying, the skulls were kept inside a pyramid in formation of tremendous power known as the Ark. So now it gets interesting. The Ark, which a lot of people believe the Ark is inside Earth. I got David Wilcock mentioning that. Speaking of the devil, we're just talking about that the other day with Lisa in the comment section. The Ark was comprised of the 12 skulls from each of the sacred planets. Has to do with the planets. That's why a lot of people believe that the Bible scriptures have a lot to do with astronomy, astrology, and the planets, stars, and everything. The Ark was comprised of the 12 skulls from each of the sacred planets, kept in a circle, with the 13th skull, the largest, placed in the center of this formation. This 13th skull represents the collective consciousness of all the worlds. It connects up the knowledge of all the sacred planets. That's why I got my skull there. It's all related. The secret is the skull, the human skull, and it runs deep. The basic elements of the 13 crystal skull legend is that at a pivotal time in humanity's history, the 13 crystal skulls will be reunited to awaken a new era. And that's a little scary because, especially the Native Americans, now indigenous people, they're going to see the relationship to what's going on with Klaus Schwab and the New World Order, as the people will also in the prophecies of the Nostradamus, and not the Nostradamus, because that's me, but coming to a reality where there's a similarity in a meaning of something to come that's actually happening right now. So look at it the way you want, it's happening. So, and what they're talking about, this um, arc, it's so like they said, the basic elements of the 13 crystal skulls legend is that a pivotal time in humanity's history, the 13 skulls will be reunited to awaken a new era. We are in the new world. New era, new world. It's the same thing, guys. Really is. Transforming from an old paradigm into a new world. It's literally in it, the new world, right? Patricio Dominguez, Pueblo spiritual advisor, says the crystal skulls are complete depositories of knowledge, and each skull contains a particular specialist area of information, like a living library. Each skull is like one volume in a set of encyclopedias, and the people who will in the future be able to read the crystal skulls will only be able to extract all the knowledge from the skulls once they are all assembled together, sort of keeping it a safe keeping, like in safekeeping, right? Of course, they say the knowledge that is going to come out from the skulls is quite unimaginable to our current minds. And the Great Flood is in the legend. That's probably why the Great Flood occurred, had to do with those skulls. But that it is definitely, how many apostles are there? It has been prophesied, sorry, but whether we humans then use that knowledge for good or for our own destruction is really down to our preparations. Oh, they're preparing. They're preparing us for death, basically. Many believers say that there is a strong connection between the crystal skulls, the Mayans, and the Mayan calendar ending in December 2012, because afterwards they don't know what's to come. It's like, is there a part of missing that they're going to find again? That's something really possible. They could possibly find something again. It's going to bring out, more truth about that. Yeah. Anyways, didn't want to read too much into that, but that was a cool one. I have a small crystal skull, very small crystal skull. I wanted to get a nice big one, but that's also too expensive. Skulls are not, can hardly buy them. The one that I have beside that one there in resin right there, it's probably about 30, $40. So they're sort of expensive. Hey, 3, 4 years old, I was watching Vincent Price. I was watching Wolfman Jack, right? When I was young, there was a lot of sorcerers and witches, ghosts, and goblins, and all the way down from Casper, silly Casper, to everything. Scooby Doo, right? Whoa, whoa, Raggy. Look, investigating ghosts. In my youth, that's all there was: ghosts and entities, and they told a story, and a kid that's really awake, it's going to get him searching for truth about that. I find it's, some people find it stupid, but I really don't think it's stupid. Everything wrapped around my life and my youth started off like that. Podcast coming soon, Susan, I promise. Thanks for appreciating them. Those who don't know it, there's also a playlist with some podcasts. Maybe you have no time to watch a video, but you just want to listen to something interesting, like MK Ultra mind control and DARPA mind control. I did some podcasts on some interesting subjects. You guys can also check it out. Awesome, Will. 1 hour later. Sorry, man. Stephen A. in the house. What's up? What's up, brother? I wish I had something to look at. Thanks, Stephen A. Don't forget to meet us tonight, you guys. Buffalo Bills are the best. I agree, they're a good team. The Bills. Good afternoon. Cassar, merci mon frère. Thanks a lot, brother, for being here. Crystal Head made a skull, multicolor, very cool. But they call it the Pride Skull, so I don't want to buy it. Unreal, eh? Yeah, and they're pushing the transhumanism. That, as a matter of fact, most trans people don't appreciate that very much. You know, normal people like us, we're all the same with different features, different needs, but we're all human, all the same blood, making us all fight together. Yeah, I wouldn't want the rainbow flag either. I even stopped eating Skittles. No, I'm kidding. OZ, Jeff Gray. Thanks a lot, man. Good afternoon from Rockingham Beach, Australia. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Wow, there's a lot of people here. It's so cool. Hey, Cassar, I keep. Je dis jamais merci, Colin. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. Fungi 420. Ho, ho. How's it going? I don't know how to a commercial people. Welcome, Jerry Reed. Hey, hey. Speaking of 420, Kai says, be right back. But he already smoked and he forgot, so he repeated it and said, speaking of 420, I'll be right back. Be right back. Merci, Eddie House. Great big thank you to all of you that stopped by. But tonight, I will be checking the space news to find out what's new with Artemis, where they're at, what's going on. We always get together here in the community to talk about a whole bunch of things. And tonight will be a question and answer period. And then we should have some fun leading up to Christmas and stuff like that. You know what I should do? I mean, I've been wanting to do this troll stream where I have the link up for the trolls that want to come on and talk to me and let my community know how much of a bad person I am, maybe, or what I did wrong, you know, through contributions. One contribution will get you on. I'd do it for free. I'd give them $5 to come on and talk to me. Hey, Lisa, like my lovey-dovey sweetheart, Miss Heard. Hey, Darla, be able to bring her on the screen. She takes up a lot of room, so I'll have to give her the whole screen. But that's besides the point. Miss Heard. Do you need assistance? You mean in my friend? If you need help with anything, give the community a question. If you're serious about it, and we'll give you a hand, man. That's the address. If you guys want to give me send some spaceship parts or letters or hate mail, it's all there. I never got hate mail. I have to admit that. I'd be a liar if I said I did. Bit insulted because I was expecting some people to really hate me and, you know, receive a whole bunch of hate mail where I could have made a session to read off some letters. Would have been cool. In my weird little mind. You have no idea, Fungi 420. I never take a chance. A 6-year-old with a channel can talk to me, or the CIA or the government or anyone. I'm always on the same lane and level with everyone. Somebody tells me they work on Mars, I'll still continue emailing and talking to them. Somebody tells me they're from heaven. I got no problem with that. I hear a lot of things that people tell me here. And I'm one that encountered spirits or entities often. So when somebody comes and tells me that, who the hell would I be to laugh at them? You know, Ernest Brown in the house. I did not see Emmett. If so, thank you very much. That's not bad. I am Kai. 109 in the chat. More, please, would be greatly appreciated. Have a few moon video clips to send you. The unknown. Right on. Yeah, well, you, it's the man. You came back from the dead. That's what happened. You were supposed to stay there, but you came back. And I'm freaking happy you did. Lots of people see them, man. And you do know I am Kai. Those shadows have nothing to do with being not saying there. It has nothing to do with medication either. They're there. They exist. They exist. Some people see them all the time. I try not to stare and see them, but any time that there's energy or I'm thinking of it or I'm feeling it, of course, they're all around me. Thanks so much, Suzanne. Yeah, well, a happy Friday, everyone. And of course, happy late Thanksgiving. If it was yesterday for my American friends, be careful not to drink and drive. If you're in drinking with family or something like that, think of it. Be careful if you leave. Always very dangerous driving around drunk. Not a suggestion I would give anyone, tell anyone to do. It's illegal. So respect that. It's the only law I think we should respect. I've kind of got down to master via settings on my phone to 70. Hey, Fungi 420. That for me is I'm not a phone guy. I have a hard time with phone cells. Just recently got one gift, and I'm using it, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to fiddle around with it, but it's not something I'm used to. That's for sure. But there's lots you can do with a phone, eh? Not just calling. The things setting up and programs and Fitbit watch and everything, which I have yet to get out to beat my Lisa with the many steps. Get up to 30, 40,000, 100,000 steps. If I run to the moon and back, I wonder how many steps that would take. Probably like 1,000 to get to the moon. Yeah, exactly. S21 Plus Ultra. Awesome. Well, thanks, Fungi 420. So it's mind blowing. Yeah, they can see well. What are you talking about, Willis? Plasma language. I like that. I like that mentality. I like that mentality. Like, seriously. No, but seriously, on the moon, what if some of the structures are alive, but not alive, like with a head saying, "Oh, come on into my body"? Like, what if they're alive, like mycelium, um, mushroom? You see that? They're making bricks out of it now. Mushroom bricks. It's a fungus that grows, and you can make a brick. You can make anything you want. And make a wall if you want. I think the moon, if they had that type of material, would be incredible, because the minute there's a puncture inside that material, it literally regrows, like literally regrows itself over top of the hole and seals it off. So are we going to be seeing a type of living organism or living cell that is like cement, living cement? So you just said they speak in plasma language. You think that was crazy? No. What I just said's a lot crazier. But what is crazy, right? Everything and anything can be produced and realized with synthetic DNA and with the elements. We can make elements, we can mix elements, create new elements. Everything and anything is possible. They can grow wings on us if they want. Really is possible. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. And yeah, there is wind on the moon. I believe it. I've seen it in my stuff. What I believe visually have seen it. Yes, Lise. Literally, they said in Canada, we could be mentally ill, the ones that aren't getting it, the V, because we're mentally ill. So they're telling the doctors that the people that are not are mentally ill to prescribe us with depression medication. This is coming out very serious. They were talking about other things that someone's life. You're poor and you can't pay your rent and you have back problems and you're just going to cost the system money. Well, it'd be nice, um, to commit that word that starts by S that the government is helping people do. Like basically make a loan and get killed, Sad, eh? They're doing that. People aren't waking up yet. They're like, what would a plasma language sound like? Like big farting, I guess. Wow, eh, Darla? That's incredible. Incredible. And it's sad because they're not going to last for long. And I would swear like a sailor with what YouTube did and the freedom of speech, taking off what's going on to family members and stuff and side effects and not causing us to allow us to be able to talk about it. And I come here every time I stream and I say little things like that because you can't say much more than that. And I do feel beaten, sort of like, tail under my inwards up to my scrotum, just the tails inwards. And I'm like, okay, you don't want to give in to, what I like to come on all the time and go into community and say disobey. And so people don't understand that. Like 99% of the people don't understand what people mean when you see disobey. The first time I saw disobey a long time ago, I'm like, wow, that's bad. Why be disobedient? But then you start understanding what the meaning is when it's said. I'm not saying tell your kids to be disobedient to your parents, right? I'm telling you that our body, our choice. You get the idea. I think that's pretty much how it should always remain. Before I get out, I got to thank everyone for coming on here. This is why we have to nationalize the oil industry. The Saudis are screwing up our economy. Yeah, they are. The ones involved in oil and Saudi Arabia, absolutely, they have us by the nuts. And very recent information came out on a couple of websites, both on Alex Jones and the people that were talking on his website. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's inevitable. That's what they're trying to take away from us, eh? You're right about that, Will. And I can't tell you which is worse, I would say Trudeau is the more arrogant one, and Biden sort of does it without sort of looking like he's an arrogant prick. He just looks lost. But Trudeau, what he did, he lies through his teeth. He lied right in front of China there. It was talking. He leaked the conversation of China, and he says, well, here in Canada, we like to be transparent with the people, except for when it comes to peaceful protesters. February 10th, 2022, if you're in the region of Quebec, no, let's try that again. If you're in the region of Ontario, Ottawa, stop by the capital and say hello. There'll be people protesting there. We are going back to Ottawa. All of Quebec and Canada, there'll be people maybe even crossing the border coming down. The borders will be blocked again, and then they'll get the people to complain in Ottawa saying, I can't sleep at night because they're protesting 75 miles away from where my house is. There was no protesting where the houses were. It was a downtown, no buildings, only office buildings. And it's coming back. For those who don't know, Trudeau enforced the Emergency Act when he had absolutely no rights or reasons to. CSIS brought out some information for us. Thank God, the spy agency working for the people, finally, which is a good thing. I'm not putting those associations down. All I know is that the corruption in all the governments across Canada and the States and France and the UK. I mean, look what's going on in the UK. I mean, it's incredible. I've never been so interested in UK politics. with what's going on, and you watch. You don't have to be watching their news every day. You watch a little bit what happens with Boris and everything that's happening, and the changing of the prime ministers, and the ones quitting, and the ones making promises, build back better. They're telling everyone, and Trudeau was saying that. They all have the same agenda. They're all saying the same thing. Klaus Schwab's says we've infiltrated the cabinet, the Canadian cabinet, and the young Trudeau is a very willing man to open to a whole. Like, what the hell is going on? You got to wonder what's going on. Klaus Schwab said that there's one ruler. There's going to be one group of people that's going to be ruling the world. So if that's true, there would have to be many wars to find out who's going to rule the world. As a matter of fact, the last wars that we had was probably always and only just because of that, right? Whole bunch of civilians die and stuff. Well, we won. Okay, well, you're good for 50 years. Bugger. All right. War comes back again. They fight again. It's ridiculous. Hey, thanks so much, everyone. Static Bat. Just chill, man. Stay completely calm. It's all normal. And they're going to take care of you. That's what I believe. Amber Ways of Grain America. Now it's soybeans. Yeah. Another thing they're going to be getting rid of. Thank you, Bronx. Bronx made it. Appreciate that, you guys and gals. Maria, just checking off the people that I didn't get a chance to say thank you to. I also have a friend channel, guys. Thank you so much, Floyd and Julie. Generous contributions too. You guys can come over to the French channel on Saturdays. If you look in the channels on my Brucey's All channel here, you will see some links that my French channel there with a green icon, nice pretty green like Julie's icon, which I love, by the way. And you can stop by the French live stream and say hello. I would suggest that you subscribe to the French channel, not to get lost, or not to lose me once they take down my channel right before I get up to 100,000, because we're close, guys. In 5 months, I'm supposed to be near 100,000, and that's a milestone I think any YouTube creator would want to get to. And it's all thanks to you guys for having subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot. Of course, it has nothing to do with the quality of the channel when people subscribe, but it will attract other people to come to the channel, is what I believe. Julie, thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. Overwhelming support, incredible support, and I can never thank you enough. Yeah. I've seen that before. I've seen a UFO sparkle like that once. Interesting. Maria, thanks again, you guys. Absolutely, 100%. Even the ones that don't speak up or that don't share their encounters, every single time someone reveals a real encounter, it attracts more people. Guys, if it makes you feel, if it's any consolation, I feel very stupid and silly when I'm actually revealing the real things that I saw. And I keep getting a voice in my head that's saying, not because I'm nuts, it's just half nuts. And the voice is saying, be careful. They're not going to believe you. Or that's a bit much, but I don't use it as a means of attracting people to my channel. It's that I've only admitted for the first time in 2021, I think, about these spiritual encounters that I had, that they're pretty off the wall. They defy the laws of physics. Some of them are scary. They follow me around and they move objects in the house. I don't know if you know it, when it comes to moving an object in a house, or we're talking about poltergeist, we're talking about some physical entity or an entity that comes into the physical world that has enough energy to push things over, which happens here a lot. I never make a big situation about it because I don't mind these things happening. I just don't want them happening every day. Hey, Faye, thanks a lot for letting me know that. And Faye Knox, thanks again for stopping by the channel, my dear friend in Ontario. Raining here too, Faye. Sucks. And I want to thank everyone for having come in. Kimberly LaBelle, Darla, Tommy Langley's in the house. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here, man. Scrolling down, a lot of people were here. Astrocat. Paranoid about the paranormal, paranoia. A new word is born today. Yes. The paranoid team. They're going to call us the paranoid team. Hi, I'm a paranoid investigator. No, like this. Hi, everyone. I'm a paranoid investigator. Instead of a paranormal investigator. New people that just arrived to the channel, check out the real videos. Leave your absolute honest opinion in the comment sections. If the videos are way less representative of the titles, or they don't represent the titles, or the titles don't represent the videos, or if you think it's clickbait, go right ahead. Maybe you think it's an amazing video, but you don't believe it was authentically done. I want some honest opinions, even if people disagree with me. Go right ahead, instead of trolling the channel, because you'll get blocked. That's what happens. Leah says, hey, Bruce, that thoughts of Moss, put up a clip on your last video live. I will check that out in the last video, 10-4, if I understood well. On my lunch break, Tommy, thanks, man. I'm starting to cough again. So sorry about that, everybody. I don't really need a cough drop because I'll be getting off anyways. And I want to thank everyone for coming in as always. Anyone else from Pennsylvania? I have some people from Pennsylvania that come here, absolutely. Mackinac Bridge in Michigan. Aha, there's more than meets the eye with the situation. Yeah, skywise observations. There's certain phenomena happening around the world in certain places. Thanks again, Julie, and everyone for the generous contributions. There's some people seeing phenomena, and there's certain areas where phenomena always occurs. The stories, the Dulce base. You got the all these like the ranch there, the Skywalker Ranch, and all that. To be portals to the other side. There's lots of things that we don't know about, but that the worst of it is, it's that the people running the show are all from this sect cult, evil cult, and they're using our energy, okay, draining us from our energy and doing things on certain dates that have to do with the power numbers, the 11th, the 22. And this is all real. Rituals are being done. If you don't believe today that the world's being run by a secret society and that they're infiltrated in everything from school programming to commission school boards to defense in many countries and probably all the branches of military, DARPA, Pentagon, DOD, all these, NSA, NRA, everything that's formed. Some of them are frontal organizations. It's all one team. It's all one team. And they'll blame, like you'll see the Pentagon blame the military, or the military turns around, the CIA turns around, blames the FBI, FBI blames the CIA. They're all in the same boat, doing the same things. But I do believe on the inside, you have some people that are really good in all divisions. FBI, CIA, maybe DARPA. I hope DARPA. No, obviously, there's some good people on the inside that's how these things always come out. And don't wonder why these people are paid. Look at these 17 astronauts or 18 astronauts that they formed for the European division. Okay, we're talking about neuroscientists, doctors, nuclear physicists. So all these astronauts that are chosen are all people that are already working for the government, because they protect themselves that way. Most of the people, the reason why they're not talking to the astronauts is because they're all working for the government. Well, all of them are, but some of them even more working for the government. You know what I mean? Like maybe they'll send one astronaut up with another one that's a CIA, who knows? So thank you very much, everyone, for having come by the channel. I love you so much for it. And again, we're 3:05 now. We're here for 2 hours. We'll be back on tonight at 8 o'clock from 8 to 10 to talk about a whole bunch of things. I'll be preparing another video, as I always do. Another podcast also coming up, if you guys, for those of you that appreciate it. And you don't have to listen to the podcast. If you don't like it, you just skip over to the videos. Thousands of videos here now. Go to the playlist that says sightings for 2021 and 2022. You can see all the sightings and captures that I caught, and I present the work here. I work on the UFO sightings, like the one leaving the surface of the moon that I found in 2019. You can be sure you're going to see it again. I'm going to talk about it more and more. I'm going to make better videos and showing it, because people are not biting on this research, because this is a channel that is definitely shadow banned. So sharing the videos is greatly appreciated. And I appreciate the thumbs up too, you guys. I love you so much for all the amazing support you give. Thanks to everybody, the mods. I also appreciate that. Darla, Julie, for sharing that. In the link of this video, also, Pictorem link. It's a small photography site where I put up some nice, amazing images, view of the moon in 4K, incredible color, high definition, 100 frames per second, 120 frames per second. And I have the converted image of the supposed base inside of Sinus Iridum to the left at the end where the promontorium is. I have a converted image up there. If you want a base on your wall, you can get it as little as a poster to put on your wall of any size. Thank you, everybody, so much. I love you very much, and I'll be seeing you tonight at 8 o'clock. That's my 11th goodbye and probably my last. For now, see you all later. Thanks again, everyone.